Hello everyone. So in this video we'll see how to set up a RESTful web service application using Spring Boot. So first of all we'll create a Java class and we'll create a controller, that is hello world controller.java world controller. We'll update the package name also. So let's see, finish. So it has created a new package and a new class. In RESTful web services, controller class is annotated with REST controller because it has to address all the HTTP requests coming through a URL. So in Spring Boot applications, HTTP requests such as get, post, put or delete are handled by the controller. So now in this hello world controller.java, it will accept all the HTTP requests with matching URLs and return the response in JSON. So we have to annotate it with REST controller. And then we will write a method that will return a response. Public get mapping string get hello get message. Okay, so it is return hello world exclamation. When we have to execute this particular method, so when our URL is localhost / hello world, so this get message method will execute and it will return hello world as a response. Okay, so let's execute it. I think I need to restart the server because we don't have DevTools as of now. So now you can see I have accessed localhost 8080 hello world, so it has returned hello world as an output. Okay, so our first class is up and running. Okay, our first hello world application is up and running, so you can change it hello world first Spring Boot project. Now save it. Now let's see if it accept this change or not. So it is not accepting. Now again we have to restart the server. Okay, if you don't want to restart the server every time you do a change, you want your server to get automatically restart or update by itself, so we have to add a dependency, that is DevTools, in it. So let's see, let's access the hello world URL. So hello world first Spring project, so yay, it is up and running now. Now let's see, I was telling you how to, okay, now let's focus on hello world only for now. Okay, so this is our first hello world controller. Now if you want to send a parameter in your URL. Okay, so you can also do that. So in that case, if the URL will be ID. So say if you want to see hello world JSON, okay, you are returning here. So if you want to send a URL like this, hello world JSON or hello world James, okay, so and you want to see output as hello world James, so that can be done through parameter handling. Okay, so here we have a parameter ID. So inside that we have to define a path variable. String ID. Okay, and you have to return a bean. Hello world bean and pass the parameters as message and your parameter name, that is ID. Now hello world bean is not there, so we have to create it. So let's create this class under the controller itself. Okay, finish. Now we have a class hello world bean. Now let's define the parameters. Private string message, private string ID. Okay, now generate the getter and setter. So right click, first we generate a constructor using fields. Okay, so without constructor it's very important to generate a constructor. Without constructor this bean will not execute. Okay, now generate getters and setters for both methods. Okay, this is done, and we also need one more method, that's toString. Okay, so we are done, our bean is ready. One more important thing is that we have to tell that it's a bean, right? So for that, okay, so now we have a bean and controller ready with us. Okay, now let's restart the server. So our server is up and running. So now let's try this. First of all, we'll access hello world. Okay, so we are getting hello world's first Spring Boot project. Now we want to pass some parameters in it. Say hello world James. Okay, so it should return. Okay, let's see what is the problem. Hello world bean. Oh, we did not save it. Now we have saved our changes, and now I'm again restarting the server. So let's go back again. Let's access hello world first. What happened to this? Oh, I'm sorry. I changed hello world also. I should not have done that. return hello world. Okay, string, and this is another method. Okay, so now it should be fine, but we have to again stop the server and restart it. So our server is again up and running. So now let's access this URL once again with hello world. I forgot to remove the parameters. Now let's try once more. So now it is fine, we are getting back our hello world. So when we access this URL localhost 8080 hello world, so at that time it is hitting this particular method public string get message, because here get mapping is matching the URL, that is localhost 8080 slash hello world. Okay, now our next URL will be with some parameter, so at that time it should hit this particular method. Okay, so hello world James. See, so now we are getting our response in JSON, that is message is hello world and ID is James. Okay, if we change it to something else, say ABC, right? So it will change it to ABC because that's a parameter. So it is accessing this URL, hitting it to the matching URL and hitting the method that has this mapping of URL. Okay, so path variable is reading the parameter, and in hello world bean we are accessing the parameter and generating a response. So a response is hello world bean, so it is returning message and ID. So see, we have defined message and ID here, so it is returning that and we are getting the response. It's a JSON format, so that's easily readable and you know what's going on in your project. Okay, so that's a basic Spring boot project that we have set up using Spring Initializer in just 30 minutes as of our first Spring Boot project that we have generated using Spring Initializer. Okay, so in our next video we will see how can we add more dependencies in pom.xml. Thank you. Bye bye.